our guy, my partner on the Go Birds podcast, Mr. Eliot-Shorr Parks, ESP. How you doing, pal?
I have many a times heard James call his wife endearingly a nerd, so I can attest to the fact he meant that as a compliment. Yeah.
Thank you, Eliot. Yes, my daughter calls me a nerd constantly.
Oh, well, kids always do that.
Yes. It's a word around the house. All right, Eliot, we're going to get into some Eagles stuff in a sec, but this came up, and Jon Ritchie was so flummoxed by it that I said we would lead the interview with it. So I don't know if you were listening or not, but somehow your practice, let's say, of being willing to buy shoes that are too small for you and just toughing it out for fashion, John was absolutely flummoxed by this. So the floor is yours.
I mean, I'm surprised Richie feels this way because he also enjoys buying nice sneakers. I've seen many a pair of nice Jordans on
but
him.
I usually get the nice sneakers because they're still, they're the last ones left because no one wears 14s.
Well, I have bad news for you. I do not wear a size 14. So for me, it's a little more, exactly. I mean, look, the reality is this. I can wear multiple sizes. I can do an 8. I can do 8.5. If I really like the shoe, I can put myself in a 9. It really is about if it's available. It's about whether or not they have the shoe and the size.
So
If they don't have it, then, I got to go a different size.
What is your plus minus range? How far will you go for fashion?
Yeah, how small?
How low will you go?
In my closet right now, I have shoes that range anywhere from a 9.5 to a 7.5.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! That is amazing.
And guess what? They all feel the same. Have you ever looked?
There's no way.
Stop.
You almost reached Joe DeCamera size.
I know,
man.
a little tiny.
Yeah. Almost got down to DeCamera land.
But it's okay because you know what? It's easier to find shoes in those ranges of
You know what? As long as you keep it above the grade school DeCamera land 7, I think it's okay.
I will say the 7.5 is very snug, but they only had it in that size, and it was a pair of shoes I wanted, so I had to go for it.
That's incredible.
That's incredible. All right, now we can talk Eagles now.
Whose fault is it that our quarterback seems to be regressing?
Talk about a juxtaposition and
it's called a non sequitur right there. Yes.
I think this year, I don't know if Jalen has regressed this year. I do think he has turned the ball over these past few games a little bit more. I think he's kind of been the same player. I mean, his accuracy is probably regressed a little bit. I don't know if there's a cause for that. I think what you're seeing this year is without a running game, it's just hard to ask this passing game led by Jalen to lead the way. I don't know if he's been much of a different player than he was last year, to be completely honest. I mean, at this time last year, we were all very concerned about the passing game, and I know the running game was carrying them. So I don't know if Jalen has regressed or not. I just think without a running game, some of his flaws are being exposed a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's fair. They say tape is never as good as you think or as bad as you think. Jalen wasn't the only problem offensively. I mean, what were some things that you took from the last tape that we can sort of apply moving forward, feeling good about offensively? Is there a reason for hope?
Yeah, so, as two football guys that enjoy shoes, I can say that I agree with you, that when you watch the tape, the emotion is never as bad as when you watch it live, right? So when I rewatched the game on Monday, the turnovers are obviously a big part of it. And I understand this is a little bit other than that, how was the play? It was not a good game for the offense. But when you watch it, I do think that the passing game actually showed some signs of improvement. I saw Jalen throw into space a lot more than he normally does. I saw him throw it in between defenders with anticipation more than he normally does. Normally, Jalen as a thrower is much more of a, sees it open and throws it. It's not he's not a great anticipation thrower. I thought he did more of that on Monday. And I also think if you look through the turnovers, at the time, you leave the game and it's Jalen had 5 turnovers. Obviously, that's unacceptable and bad. But you go through the 5. One of them, I think, the A.J. drop, it was not a good throw by Jalen for sure. That one was a little bit fluky. The Devontae one, he slips at the top of the route. That one, I think you can't really put on Jalen. And then the
Right.
fumble on the play, I really think that should only count as one turnover on a play. I think it's silly it counts as 2 turnovers on one play. But regardless, I think Jalen actually threw the ball well, and it was their first game all year with
I think
over
the rules are
200
silly,
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying the ball turned over possession.
I get it.
Yeah. It seems harsh to me. I mean, he went and tried to get the ball,
it does.
right? But it's the first time all year they've had 200 yards passing and 100 yards rushing in the same game. So I actually think there were some really good things on offense to take from that.
Wait. Can you say that real quick? Just say that stat one more time. I missed that. You say it's the first time all year with what?
That they've had over 200 yards passing and 100 yards rushing in the same game.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, they're getting this thing together
Wow.
just
Go
in
ahead,
time.
John. I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure I heard that right.
The
wow.
the bar is low, but they crossed it on Monday.
That's a wow. That's a wow.
Very, very low. I'm still trying to talk through and understand the extra gear that we saw from Jalen in overtime, and is that reason for hope, or is that in my case it's reason for confusion, because I'm wondering why isn't he running full speed the rest of the time, Eliot?
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, he certainly has not been effective as a runner this year, not even close to it, right? I mean, and then also you think about the struggles in the running game. I mean, last year, week after week, players on the offense told me, whether it was Saquon or the offensive lineman, how much Jalen as a runner helped them in the running game, and that has not been the case this year. Now, I think there's been times this year where you've seen Jalen, kind of, to your point, take it to another gear. I think on key downs he does it. He seems much more selective this year as to when he wants to run the ball. I think even on Monday night, there were times where it looked like he was going to take off, and you can kind of see him hesitate as he starts to go. He slides down. So, on one hand, you look at other quarterbacks around the league that are hurt every week by running the ball, and you kind of can't blame Jalen, right? He has been hurt before running the ball. It's a big year for him in terms of a contract potential this upcoming offseason. But on the other hand, it absolutely helps the team when he does it. So at this point, it's hard for me to believe there's any other reason for the lack of runs by Jalen other than he doesn't want to do it. There's no shot the coaching staff is just refusing to call one of the most effective parts of their offense last year. So, yeah, I think Jalen doesn't seem as interested in running the ball this year.
Is it possible they're saving him for late in the season? Is that still possible or no?
It is late in the season.
I meant playoff. For when they matter the most. Is it possible?
Well, I think the answer is Jalen runs the ball when it is absolutely required, right? Like Richie said, in overtime, right? He had that long run. There's been third downs this year where he has ran the ball hard. So I think to your point, I do think in the playoffs, if he needs to run it, he will run it. But I don't think it's like the coaching staff and Jalen are sitting back and saying, let's save this part of the offense until the playoffs.
That is such a worry, such a concern, because I worry that guys see that, and some guys are saying the same thing I am. Why isn't he running faster all the time? Can you pick up on anything in the locker room, Eliot? How divided is it during this 3-game losing streak? We know it's got to be difficult to keep a team together when it's losing games, but we also know that this is a coaching staff that tends to know how to get it done and has a good relationship with the guys. What's the feeling?
Yeah, so that's the interesting part about this season. You're outside the NovaCare, and I completely understand why everybody's very upset and why there's a level of panic with this team. Obviously, 3 straight losses justifies that. They've not played their best football all year. They've lost 3 games. I think everybody that's frustrated with this team and mad at them is justified. But as someone that goes in the NovaCare, 5 days a week and is in the locker room after games, I just don't sense anything close to a fractured locker room at all when I'm in there.
Wow.
That's good. That's what you want to hear.
You talk to different guys on the offense. I get a chance to do the Milata show in the Players Lounge on Monday, and I've not sensed any hint of finger pointing amongst the players to themselves. Now, obviously, we've seen the reporting on the finger pointing that goes Jalen's way, but that's a whole different kind of thing. So I don't sense any sort of 2023 vibe from this team. No.
All right, Eliot,
Excellent.
That's great to hear. Last question before we get you out of here. What should we expect from this team on Sunday? Are you expecting them to come out and actually play well against a team they should handle?
No, I don't think they're going to blow the Raiders out. No. I mean, let's just be honest. Like, it's an unfamiliar opponent. 1 o'clock. It's going to be snowing, or at least close to it. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. The chances this team puts up 30 points just feel pretty slim. And I think two actual concerns in this matchup are Max Crosby only lines up almost exclusively across from the right tackle. Fred Johnson was limited in practice with the ankle, and it doesn't seem like Lane's going to play. So it's possible that there's a third-string right tackle going up against Max Crosby. And if there's anything the Raiders' defense is good at, it's stopping the run. They're top 5 in the league in yards per attempt allowed. So I can very easily put together a scenario where Max Crosby's getting to Jalen, they can't run the ball, and he can't throw the ball in the wind. So I mean, I think they're going to win the game, but would it shock me if it's like 19-7 or 13-6? Like, no, I think it's going to be an ugly football game because that's what the Eagles play this year.